Hi. I have trauma from last time, so if you can't hear me for some reason, please let me know. And this is the part where I sit in my little awkward delay. Let me know if the mic is not working, if the mic is not on. Just gonna sit here and vibe until we know. Hello. Can I be heard? Can people hear me? You can hear me this time. That is so wonderful. For folks who were not here for the stream I did about 2 weeks ago, I started the stream, and then for some reason, my mic, which I use every time, was just not working. So now I just have that like new fear every time I go live on here. But we'll wait for more folks to like get in here before we start talking about stuff. How is everybody's day going? It's Wednesday. I usually do these on Friday, but we are having a low-key night in because the Knicks are on and we will be watching them. So hello. Yeah, let me know what you're doing tonight, how your evening is going. While I sip my comedically large water bottle. Today is a day that exists. That's fair. It's fair. I understand. Back-to-back meetings on your break. Working. What's your opinion on the Blake Lively situation and Taylor Swift being dragged into it? I don't care. I'm done touching it. I'm done talking about it, and I don't care. Sorry. Depression has been kicking in lately. I'm sorry, Chu. I'm sorry to hear that. Any particular reason, or just, state of the world, current events? Will there be a song of the summer? I hope so. I don't think it has quite emerged yet, but I would like for there to be one, if that's an option at all. Getting ready to watch your team lose. Who's your team? What sport are you talking about? What are we talking about here? Questions about All Stars 10. I watched the first 2 episodes because Derek told me that they were good, and I thought they were fine. And he knows that I have that opinion. We've texted about it. Yeah. Leafs. Oh, I hope the Leafs win. Fuck the Panthers. I hope the Leafs win. I don't think they will, but it'd be really great if they did. I'm getting ready to watch my team win because I think the Knicks are gonna fucking clinch and go to the ECF. Which would be great. What's good, Variation Domination? Hi. We got about 50 people in here. I don't really have anything particular to talk about. I think you guys can like help me work through my existential crisis about my content, which would be helpful, but yeah. I'll answer some questions in the meantime, though, before we get there. Ironheart trailer and the Superman trailer, I have not watched either. I haven't watched either, I'm sorry. What is the crisis, Kayla? Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like... sorry, I'm, like, looking at the chat. What would you do when she said yes? I don't know what you're talking about. Knicks and Pacers gonna be a classic, favorite Knick of all time. Basketball has been a recent thing for me. Brian is a Knicks fan, and he always has been, and everybody I know in New York has always been a Knicks fan. I've met maybe one Nets fan in my life, but most people from around here are Knicks fans. So I don't have like a big history with them the way I do certain other teams. But I adore Jalen Brunson, as most of New York does, and watching him has been a treat. Do you watch the show Hacks? I do. I love Hacks. I think Hacks is fantastic. It's all about the Mets, Spider-Man. Yeah, I was at the Mets game last night, actually. I'm not a Mets fan, but I won a raffle And they were like seats behind home plate, which was really cool, which is like an experience I've never had before. So that was like really fun. Do you and Brian travel to see the CWZ? I don't know what you're referring to. I'm sorry. Yep, I'm sorry if I'm not up on the abbreviations here. Yeah, yeah. So, are you going to Lord's ultrasound tour? No, and can I tell you, I saw Lord. Maybe she's gotten better since then, but I saw Lord in I think 20, oh my god, 15, 14. Whenever Pure Heroine came out. Maybe it was earlier than that. It's all blur. It was like my sophomore year of high school, and she was not great. Like she was not a great performer, so I will not be shelling out my money for that. Although I do love Lord. I wasn't a big fan of Solar Power, but whatever. Um College World Series. No, I don't follow College World Series. I don't know if Brian does, but Dochi hate, I mean, what else is new? Dochi hate is just as, that's just the story of forever at this point. Did you finish The Pit? I did. The Pit is great. I thought it was bad at first, but I just needed to like get used to it, and I think it's actually really good. That was a decade ago, Kayla. Yeah, I know. I just again, there's so many like artists out there, and I've already seen her, and I don't know. No performances that I've seen recently of her have like convinced me that that's something I need to be dropping a lot of money on. So, but I do love Lord. I don't know. It's people hating on Dochi. Yeah, that's kind of just typical at this point. Do a video on how the internet fell in love with Elon Musk. I feel like Jay Aubrey basically did that video. Like he has a really good, long, comprehensive video on all of Elon Musk's scandals. I think pretty much up until this recent round of administration nonsense. So I don't know. I feel like everything that needs to be said there has already been said. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I think if you want to know about my existential crisis, I just feel like I am in a place with my content where, like, how do I explain it? I want to like grow more, and I want to be like, okay, because here's the thing. I feel like I'm not like, obviously, like in the commentary genre, I am not a household YouTube name, right? And I don't think my content is like very personality driven in the sense that obviously my subscribers are here for me and you guys are here for me, but the majority of the people who watch my videos kind of just find me in passing because I'm not like in them. A lot of times it's people like looking for commentary on a certain subject, and it's not people talking like directly like looking for me specifically. A lot of times people just kind of run into me either for the first time, or they're like, "Oh, I've watched a video of you before when you were talking about this other thing," kind of thing. And sometimes I convert people to stay and just like hang out because they like my stuff. But a lot of times like people don't know like what they're watching is specific to me, if that makes sense. Like people know how the internet fell in love with is me. That's pretty much like what, or even if they don't know it's me, they know what it is. And I don't know how to get to the next like point where I don't know. I feel like I'm just stuck in this like 140K, which get me wrong, is a great number of subscribers that I'm grateful for, range. And then like I don't know how to like get myself to the next level. And I also feel like I've just been talking about a lot of like pop culture stuff that'll just like get hit in the algorithm quick, but that's not really what I want to be talking about as much anymore. And so that's why I've been doing these videos, like the recent Benson Boone video where I've been like Trojan horsing like my opinions on other things into like relevant pop culture topics. Does that make sense? I don't know. Doing a lot of rambling. What would you say is the overall sound of the 2020s so far? I don't know. I think Billie Eilish in 2019 like influenced a lot of it. If that makes sense. I just think like it was like in the early 2010s it was Lorde, and everything that came after that was like very Lorde influenced, and then Billie happened, and then everything after that was very Billie influenced. I think it's personality driven. I care about listening to you specifically. I really appreciate your opinion and fair perspective. Thank you. And I think that's like what it's more about, how people find me. I think like I can get people to find me, and then I get a lot of people to stay based on that. The Benson Boone video was really good. Thank you. Appreciate that. A good place to start would be to think about the content you actually want to make. Yeah, that's fair. I also think, can I tell you my like algorithm conspiracy theory? This has been like a pretty heavy pattern in the times that I've been doing this, where like in the beginning of the year, like January, February, March, I like all of my videos hit really hard, and I think it's because like everyone's stuck inside and it's more of a monoculture in the sense that we're all paying attention to the same thing. Like award season, like I do really well during award season, and then as we get like later into the year, until like I'd say like this May through like October patch, I feel like everybody is so like split with what they're actually paying attention to that it's hard to like, I don't know, figure out what I actually do want to talk about, you know? Jack Antonoff might be the sound of the 20s. I mean, that's fair. Yeah, he does influence a lot of what's sort of going on here, right? Exactly. I'm like, yay, it's Kayla, even if the topic is totally new to me. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Kayla, would it surprise you that I'm 55 years old and you help us olds understand the internet culture the most chill, balanced way? That's why I sub. I appreciate that. That's very sweet. Yeah, I mean, my demographics are mostly like women ages 25 to 35. Like that's like the majority of the people who watch me. But you know, I always get people occasionally who are like way outside that demographic, and that's always like fun to see. Um, yeah, I just feel like yeah, I've heard other content creators talk about how well they do November to February. LOL. Yeah, it's at least for like the entertainment genre. Again, I just feel like it's a situation where like all of the famous people that we talk about are in one place doing all the same shit, and everyone's talking about the same thing, and so it's easier to like make commentary based on that stuff. Whereas like again, like the further you get into the year, I just feel like everyone is so scattered and paying attention to a billion different things, so it's harder to like, you know, hone in on like the monoculture thing, and I feel like that's what I'm really good at, you know. 7:20 a.m. here in Australia. That's so crazy. I always get tripped out by how far into the future Australia is. So I can't stay long, just dropping in to say hi, and I love your videos. Thank you. You bring a very balanced view, and it's clear you're a journalist as well as a YouTuber. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Have you seen The Pit? Yes, love The Pit. Great. I actually, when The Pit comes back, I'm probably going to do a video on it. I think I missed the boat because I finished it late. But that's on my list of ideas, just about like, I have a vague idea about like TV about the working class versus about like the lives of the rich sort of thing. So I'm waiting for The Pit to come back to kind of get into that. Sam Sukiyama, junior, middle-aged, 36, and only online. So Kayla's a great internet Sherpa. Thank you, Ezra. Appreciate that. Have you ever tried doing short form content? I could. I've gotten better at like learning how short form content works because for my real job, I make short form content. And so I've kind of like been able to understand how that algorithm works a little better the more that I've worked with it. It's just like, the thing is that I edit all by myself. And that already is like it's a science that I have down, but taking the time to do a little bit of that in like an extra way, it's like a system that I have not worked out a way to do sustainably yet. So maybe in the future. Excited for season 4 of The Bear next month. I hope it's better than season 3. I didn't like season 3. So I found Kayla when Googling a cancellation of an artist. That is, believe it or not, that is how most people find me. They Google insert celebrity hate, and then it's like 1,000 like Perez Hilton and T-Spill videos, and then me. And if you happen to click on my thumbnail, they're like, oh, somebody with a brain is talking. Excellent. That's most of the time how people find my shit. Yeah. I found her through Drag Race YouTube. Yeah, that's the other thing, is that people have been here a long time, from when I was a different person than the one I am currently. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm just kind of like confused on how to get my shit to like the next, because I feel like I'm in this in-between space between like I make really short commentary videos, relatively speaking, and like I'm in this weird in-between space between like short commentary drama YouTuber and like larger like political hour essay YouTuber, and I'm in like a weird space that I don't, that is like unlabeled. You know what I mean? I know you don't talk a ton about politics, but what do you think about this silence we've been having in shit coming out of the White House? I feel like before there was so much media attention. Yeah, I mean, shit's getting weird, guys. Like, shit is getting weird, and I don't want to speak about things that I don't know, but as an outside observer, I am scared, Uh, my first one was actually the "Don't Worry, Darling" one. That one brought a lot of people into. Yeah, that was a good like me explaining controversy that everyone's talking about, kind of OG. Uh, hello, Cup of Pablo. Hello, hello. Kayla has no labels. Exactly. Yeah, I don't. I feel like that's not to be like I don't fit in, but I feel like I kind of don't. I don't know where I fit in, and I wish I could find a way to take myself to, yeah, just like the next level. And I think a lot of it is, and also the thing too is I don't want to be lazy, right? Like I know, again, I think I said this in my last stream that if I made a "How the Internet Fell Out of Love with Katy Perry" video and put it out tomorrow, it would get so many fucking views. But like I don't have anything to say, so I don't want to make just like bullshit that I don't care about because I know it'll do well. I could see you doing like analysis videos, almost like what you already do, just more in depth about how media and what's happening in pop culture is affecting the public, kind of like Funky Frog Bait. I like Frog Bait a lot. That can't speak. Funky Frog Bait a lot. I like their content a lot. Yeah. Honestly, I wish you would post more often. I enjoy your videos. Yeah, I'm on like a once a week schedule right now. I used to actually post more, but I tried to kind of scale it back a bit so I could take more time and make videos longer. But finding your channel in the past 4 months has been a godsend. Holy YT recommendation poll. I've binged every video. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh my god, we got almost 100 people in here. Cool. I always feel like I should I should start earlier, but then like people don't get in until kind of like 6:30. But I'm glad everybody's here. We're just, if you're just joining the stream, we're just having I'm having like an existential crisis about my content. So feel free to like work through that with me, I guess. But who's saying this? Your fans have been enjoying your style. No, I know people enjoy me when they get to me. It's just a matter of like getting more people to me to realize that I'm not like a bullshit drama channel. You come from Drag Duel. That's great. That's awesome. I always appreciate your authenticity in your videos. I can tell that you actually care about what you're talking about. I'm sure you'll grow with time. Yeah, that's the thing, is that this would be so much easier if I like didn't care about what I was talking. But it's so, I feel like if I make a video about something I don't give a shit about, which I used to do more often, like you could tell, Hey Julian, hi. Do you have a content mentor you can work with and pick their brain for how they make the jump? I mean, I actually have like gotten. This is how I know I'm like, I guess I'm at least more recognizable because I am friendly with a lot of like bigger commentary content creators who like know of me, which is cool. And I have spoken to a few of them, which is cool. I really love your live stream researching the Chapel Roan controversy. Would you consider doing that again? I absolutely would if there's like a big kind of pressing thing that we can all work through together. That was super fun. But this is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's very rare that those like, especially during this time of year, that those kind of monoculture moments happen where everybody's talking, debating about one thing. So yeah, if that warrants something, then absolutely I will do that again. What I enjoy about most about your videos is that you are a voice of reason amongst the chaos. I try to be. I try to be. Don't compare yourself to other channels. I know, it's so, and every YouTuber that you guys like have watched does this. You know what I mean? Like we all compare ourselves to other people. We have literal like stats that show us how we compare to other people. So it's kind of hard not to, unfortunately. Black Mirror. I didn't watch Black Mirror this season. I've heard mixed things. Maybe you should pause the How the Internet Fell Out of Love series. I kind of already have. I haven't made one since the Gwen Stefani one because, and I think I talked about it this last stream, the one I want to do, I can't do. Because I want to do it on Ethan Klein and H3, but I can't do that because me and Brian always joke that we like people not knowing where our fucking house is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get pulled into like the internet drama world. I don't want to. I don't want to force those episodes anymore unless I have something that like I'm really interested in talking about. So that's kind of like where I'm at with that. I'm just sort of pausing until I find something really specific to kind of like hone in on. Since your approach to cancellation is measured and not messy, are you into transformative justice? It seems like you share some values with this approach. Yeah, I absolutely do. And it's kind of funny because I think people kind of like categorize me as like the YouTuber that cancels people, and I really don't think I am. I think they just see the How the Internet Fell to Love title and they just like assume that's what it is, and that's not what it is. In my eyes, it takes a lot for a person, famous or not, to like go beyond past the point of redemption, you know? Some of them definitely do, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's a lot more nuanced than most people give it credit for here on the World Wide Web. Yeah, exactly. The Ethan Hassan stuff would reach more people, but at what cost? That's the thing, is like I don't want to get sucked into the drama ecosystem, but I also think I would be so much better at it than other people. So I just sit as like a outside spectator on it, you know? Speaking of Hassan, apparently the police checked him in. Yes, the fuck they did. And that is horrifying. Horrifying. The Last of Us. I've debated The Last of Us. I don't know how much like reach it would have. I'm not really enjoying. Like I'm kind of off the second season. I don't like it. But I don't want to contribute to like the unjust hate train that Bella Ramsey is currently getting because it's not their fault that it's bad. The story of the second game is not that good, so it was never going to translate well to, you know, the show. Nuance online in this economy. Yeah, I know. Never heard of it. Unpopular opinion, hot take videos. They just don't do as well. Like, I don't know. Those kinds of videos that are like about multiple things where I'm just responding to people. That's like better for a stream more so than it is like a dedicated video. What happened? Someone doxed him? You talking about Hassan? No, Hassan was coming in to Chicago from France on a flight, and he got detained by ICE. And he had like a whole experience there, and they were questioning him on his like politics and stuff, which is really scary. If you're a content creator, it's really scary because it's like, you know, our political opinions are out there. So if it could happen to Hassan, they were clearly trying to make an example out of him. It could happen to any one of us, you know. A summary of the Diddy case so far. The Diddy stuff is so dense, and I also think, have you guys, I don't know what this creator's name is, but like there was one creator who was like doing weird like jokey like dance content outside the courthouse or some shit. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like I don't know. I have more issue with how Diddy's being covered than the actual Diddy case. I would love for you to review Smash on Broadway. I have no context for what that is, and also, as we've seen, I mean, I love my Redwood video. I love how it came out, but theater content is just like not as, you know, big of a thing. You know what I mean? Since this is a stream, give us some of your unpopular opinions. I mean, I don't know. I feel like every opinion I have is unpopular. I'm a grade A hater. What can I say? I'm traveling to DC next month, and girl, I'm nervous AF. I mean, yeah, I'm going to Florida at the end of this month. Me and Brian are going to Disney World, and like, I have a real ID, but I'm still bringing my passport. I just feel like I need multiple forms of identification because I'm like, you know, you never know what can happen, you know? Stephanie Sue, that's who I'm talking about. Wasn't Stephanie Sue doing some stupid shit, right? Am I getting her confused with somebody else? Let's hear them. Haha. Okay, I don't have like any unpopular opinions to like throw out of thin air. What do you want my opinion on? I'll tell you. You know? Why is Broadway so expensive? Because everything's so fucking expensive. Because there's no government apparatus to clamp down on how expensive everything is. Because the government is owned by the billionaire corporations. That's why. I can't believe people didn't watch the Redwood video. It was so good. It's not that people didn't watch it. It's just like it's YouTube literally will punish you if you post things outside of your niche. If I don't post something about a celebrity, it's not going to get carried out. It's just not. Like, the people who did watch it liked it, Would you ever consider doing vlogs? I've done travel vlogs when me and Brian go to different places. I just don't think my life is like that interesting that I would vlog it, and I also try to like keep kind of a separation from like my personal life and the internet life that I lead when I can, because I feel like once you start exposing a lot of your personal life, that is what leads to like, people getting canceled and crazy shit. Why is the part-time job market super trash right now? I don't know. I'm sorry that it is. I didn't know that it was. I thought the Redwood video was different and interesting. Yeah, I talked about Sinners before on here. I think it's great. I think that movie is fucking awesome. I think it's so good. Opinions on fast food. Oh my god, I'm actually dieting right now, so I haven't eaten fast food in a while. My opinion on fast food is that I miss it. But if you want my favorite fast food, I don't know if it's a boring answer, but like I love McDonald's. I fucking love McDonald's. But like I haven't had McDonald's in so long. But I just their fries, man. They're unmatched, I'm going to Long Island in a couple weeks. Do you have any food activity recommendations? All of our Italian food is good. Long Island just has great Italian food. In-N-Out, In-N-Out is, hello Jonathan Fuji. In-N-Out is the West Coast tea, but I do, every time I go out to the West Coast, I do get In-N-Out, and I do love their shakes. I think their shakes are so good. Zaxby's? I don't know what Zaxby's is. Super. Animal fries are fine. They're fine. Culver's I've never had. Yeah, it's a lot of like West Coast stuff and Texas stuff, right? Yeah, Jonathan said In-N-Out. He's here. Culver's is S tier. Never had it. But yeah, I don't know. If you want my hot take or my opinion on everything else, let me know in the chat. I'll tell you. Trebells? I don't know what that is. Traveled. Ever traveled outside of the US? Yes, I have been to Spain, Canada, London, Paris, and Amsterdam. Those are the places that I have gone. Whataburger I've never had. Brian is back from LA. Yes, he is still at work. He gets off of work at 6, so he'll be here later. What else we got? Thank you to the 100 people hanging out in here. Appreciate it. People are asking me for my hot takes on shit. I'm giving it to them. That's kind of what this section is here. Where in Canada were you? I went to Niagara Falls. So not like I want to go back to Canada and like visit like actual Canada, but yeah, I just went up to Niagara Falls. Canada was also, that was the first time I ever gambled, because I went when I was 18. And it was the first time I was like ever legally allowed in a casino. And I remember my dad gave me $100. Like, he literally gave me $100 bill, and he was like, "All right, this is what you got." And I was like, "Oh, awesome!" And then I lost it all literally in 10 minutes. So he taught me a lesson about gambling in Canada. But Niagara Falls is beautiful. What's your number one place outside the US you want to travel to? I want to go to Japan. Me and Brian want to do Japan so bad, but we want to do it for like 3 weeks, so that takes a lot of research and planning. But Japan's at like the top of both of our lists. So, Broadway hot takes. I don't know if I have any immediate hot takes. I don't like jukebox musicals. Is that a hot take? I don't like most of them. I think most of them are not great. I want to go to Italy too. Yeah. Italy's up there. Korea's up there too. I like to travel a lot, so it's just kind of like finding the time to do it. What's your opinion on Ginger Mind returning to All Stars? I mean, because All Stars is nothing now, I really don't care. They've made it so that like it's like anybody can be on it. I mean, I've said this on the podcast, but I think Ginger's on All Stars because they realize that they need people to be good at Drag Race to make All Stars work. So that's why she's there, because she's good at Drag Race. Like, yes, Japan is so amazing. I hope you guys get to go soon. Yeah, we want to plan within the next like couple of years like a big trip. So, yeah. We're also like big theme park people. Like wherever there is a theme park, like we will be at. Like when we go to Japan, we definitely want to go to Tokyo Disney Sea. But yeah. Do you have a fave musical artist? I don't know. I have a bunch. Oh, speaking of that, you guys want to hear something really interesting? You guys know the vinyl records that I have on my wall over there? It's like I have a Beatles one, an Elton John one, and a My Chemical Romance one. Those came from a shop in Nashville that I went to in 2023 with my family, and I could never remember the name of it. But the guy who owns the shop, who makes the custom vinyl art, emailed me, and he was like, "Hey, I watched your video, and like I saw like my pieces in the background of like your shot. Do you want to trade? Like if you give me a shout out, like do you want to trade for some vinyl pieces?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" So I'm getting new custom like album vinyls, and I'm really excited about it. I don't know what I want to get yet, but I'm super excited. So, and I'm happy that I know now because I can never remember the name of the place. It was just some place that we stopped into while we were shopping. So I gotta work it out with him. I don't know if I'm gonna if he's gonna just like send them to me, or if I'm gonna go to Nashville and like get him and like meet him. But yeah. When you go to Orlando for Disney World, are you going to try Epic Universe? No, we are just going to Disney because I don't want to deal with the Epic Universe crowds, and I'm probably not going to go until like much later. What's the name of the record place? Yeah, let me get the... Actually, let me just look up on my phone because a guy messaged me. It is Rock of Ages Music, Art, and Memorabilia in Nashville. His store was super cool, and I could like never find it. And now I know. Now I've made a connection with this guy, and we're gonna get more custom vinyls done. Because the ones I got My Chemical Romance because I love the Black Parade. And then the Beatles one was for Brian because he's a big Beatles fan, and we both like Elton John. That's just kind of how I bought them. But my sister has them too. He also makes custom ones. I'm pretty sure my sister got a custom one from him. But yeah, I'm excited. Those would make cool gifts. Yeah, they are really cool. So I'm glad I made this connection with this person because he's like a really cool artist. Let's see. What do you think about Lydia being on All Stars so soon? I think it's fine. I don't know. I think everybody loves her, and she's taking advantage of the fact that everybody loves her, you know? I think like she's a lot of built-in goodwill there. Smart. Makes sense to me. Who's your favorite pop girl right now? Does Lady Gaga count? I guess it's always Lady Gaga. My answer to that question is pretty much always Lady Gaga. So I know it's not super like out there and interesting. I'm so intrigued as to his process. Yeah, if I go down to Nashville, because I've been to Nashville before, but Brian's never been. So if we go down there, like I will definitely inquire as to like how he makes those custom vinyls. But yeah. There's a great vinyl place in downtown Orlando. Cool. I like Orlando. We only go when we, want to go to the theme parks. But I actually have a lot of friends who moved down to Orlando because that's a big like market for reporters, like news reporters, and those are a lot of my friends. So like I know a lot of people who are on TV in Orlando, as specific as that sounds. Are you going to Pride? I mean, nebulously, I suppose so. Do you mean the Pride Parade? If so, maybe. I haven't like made any specific plans to. But maybe. I don't know. Perhaps. I don't plan that far in advance. It's all just vibes, you know? Thanks to the 100 people hanging out in here. This has been good. How long have we been going for? Half hour? Huh. I'm getting better, just kind of like, the more I do this, I want to do this like more often. I'm probably going to try to like do it on like a every 2 week schedule, and just kind of test out what day works best for everybody. But I'm gonna ban this person who keeps putting a skibbity in the chat. Shut the fuck up, weirdo. Advice to journalism majors? Oh god. I don't know. It's tough out here. I'm not in it anymore. So I mean, I don't know if I'm the best person to ask. Whatever you're getting paid for, it's not enough. It's not enough money. Do you think Lilo and Stitch remake will flop? No, I think it's gonna make $1 billion, and that's really annoying. I think it's gonna do so well. I'm not gonna see it because there's no reason for me to see it. Because the actual animated version of it will be superior in every single way, shape, and form. So why would I see the remake? But you know, it's the perfect like go take your kids to see it type movie. So I don't like whatever. I'm gonna take my little water break here. Yeah, who is this person? Like, just kept commenting Skibbity in the chat. What are you, like, 11? Like, yeah, Pleakley not being in drag. Yeah, they're just making, like, dumb changes to it. I love the original Lilo and Stitch. It's one of my favorite, like, movies of all time. Like, Brian's not here, but if you ask him, like, that movie and Ratatouille, like, I will just watch those when I'm sad. Literally, like, I love them, and I don't... There's no point in the live action remakes. I think the last one I actually watched was the fucking Little Mermaid one, and it was like fine. I was like, cool, these are fine. I don't care. People don't understand how big Stitch is overseas. That is so true. When I went to Disneyland Paris, Stitch was literally everywhere. Like he had the most merch out of any character in the park, and I was like, what? Why do Europeans love Stitch so much? This is crazy. I wish people weren't so obsessed with slop content. By slop content, do you mean the live action remakes? Because I'm inclined to agree, I think. Thoughts on remake culture? I mean, it sucks. I don't know. It's easy, but it sucks. How long are you staying on? I don't know. Go on your break. Come back when you got time. Stitch is massive internationally. Yeah, again, I didn't know that until I literally went to Paris and I was like, oh my god, there is so much Stitch merch here. It's actually crazy. Thoughts on Thunderbolts / New Avengers? Okay, yes, because I haven't streamed. I didn't give my thoughts on Thunderbolts on stream because I hadn't seen it yet. Last time we streamed, but I did see Thunderbolts with Brian. I thought it was fine. I thought it was good. But it's like, I don't really care about it anymore. It's all building to shit I don't care about. So I kind of don't care that it was good. I feel like a lot of it was like borrowing from other elements. The only like, I don't know, superhero stuff I'm excited for right now is Batman and Superman. I'm really not excited by any of the Marvel stuff currently. NBA draft rigged? Of fucking course it is. Yes, the NBA draft is absolutely rigged. Holy shit. Kayla, my wife, and I are going to Walt Disney World at the end of the month to need to say goodbye to Muppet Vision. Oh my god, that's literally why we're going. What days are you going? We're gonna we're gonna be there from the 31st to the 2nd. So you literally might run into us. Marvel is in its flop era perpetually. Yeah, it's not like, okay, even if the Thunderbolts was good, even if Fantastic Four is somehow good, and I think Fantastic Four will range from like average to like, also all Marvel shit is being graded on a curve, like every time it's competent and doesn't look like it's being made in like a garbage can, you know? like I think Fantastic Four is not even going to be that great, but because it looks like they're putting actual effort into it, people are going to be like, oh my god, it's amazing. But even then, Doomsday and like the new Avengers shit that they're doing is so clearly like rushed and crazy, and including all the X-Men shit, like it's going to be bad. So it's just like, I'm not invested in what they're building to, you know? At least we got the new white boy of the month out of it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Kevin Feige lost his sauce. I mean, a lot of it is not. I mean, some of it is his fault. I think Marvel, yeah, they were dealt a bad hand, and then also they made a lot of bad choices. and this is where they are, and now they're hitting like the RDJ print money machine, and I don't respect that shit. I think it's lame. Like, Doomsday directed by the Russo brothers. I don't fucking like the Russo brothers either. Yeah, like I don't like them. I don't every time they're talking, I'm like, why the fuck are you talking? I don't like them. Like okay, you made Endgame, which does not stand on its own as a movie if you go back and watch it. Like, it's unwatchable. What did you think of Sinners? Sinners is great. Great film. A lot of people want to know my takes on Sinners. I don't know. I feel like every film person has given their takes on it, but I think it's a great film. My favorite of the year so far. They blame it on wokeness. I mean, yeah, that's the other thing. It's like Marvel got itself involved in a culture war that it didn't need to be. It's the same thing. If you guys remember the Star Wars video I did a couple years ago, the issue is that like Marvel and Star Wars, owned by Disney, are a mass marketed commodity where they want to make content for everyone. But that's impossible. And so when people are frustrated with what they're actually frustrated with is declining quality and in some ways like pandering because they want to appeal to everybody, but then that gets like hijacked by bad faith grifters in the commentary space who are like, everything's bad because there's black people in Marvel now. And it's like, that's not true. Use your brain, you know? Thunderbolts is good as a piece of toast is good. Yeah, I mean, it's like good. It's good. It's fine. I laughed at a couple points. I was like, this is good. It was actually about something, which was cool, you know? Who's going to win the Stanley Cup realistically? I fucking hope it's the Winnipeg Jets. More realistically, it's maybe the Dallas Stars. It's maybe the Panthers, which is going to make me want to kill myself. It's maybe the Canes, which is going to make me want to kill myself. A lot of the actual options. I just want a Canadian team to win. I just want a Canadian team to win, and it's not going to happen. Thoughts on HBO Max having an identity crisis? Hilarious. Another company that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. Oilers vs. Jets series finale. Oilers vs. Jets would feed families. I'm so into it. I like the Stars too, though. I like the Stars too. Do you believe in James Gunn's vision for the DCEU? I mean, yeah, I like James Gunn. I trust James Gunn. I think he's actually coming at things like with a real point of view, and I respect that, you know? Are you going to watch Friendship with Paul Rudd and Tim Robinson? Yes, we have tickets for that tomorrow. I'm going to watch that tomorrow night. Why do sports teams win Stanley Cups? I don't know if your question is phrased correctly, but the NHL playoffs are going on right now, and my team is not in it. So I technically don't have a horse in the race, but, you know. Thoughts on the season of TLOU? I talked about this a little earlier, but it's bad. It's not good. It's not good. So the answer, yeah, so HBO, they changed their streaming service name from HBO Max to Max, and then they announced today that it is once again HBO Max. And somebody probably got paid $9 billion to make that decision because we live in hell. So Warner is treating their franchises like garbage again. Their new Game of Thrones show was pushed to 2026 after not being marketed at all. I mean, is there any company really doing it right now? I don't know. I feel like everybody's just like flailing, like, because the streaming bubble kind of burst and now nobody knows what to do when the answer is just like make good shows and give them enough time that people will actually want to watch them. Have you watched The Pit? Yeah, people keep coming in to ask about The Pit. I like The Pit. I think The Pit's good. Pit's a great show. Thoughts on TV turning into short movies and taking longer to make? I mean, yeah, it kind of destroyed the model. That's why people like The Pit. Because it's like actual long episodes. It comes back quickly. It's not like this overly complicated, like cinematic feat. It's just TV. Sometimes TV's better when it's just TV. How the internet fell in love with Duolingo. I mean, yeah, maybe. Maybe. Wait, the Stanley Cup is real? I heard Roy Wood Jr. say it and thought it was a joke about fancy mugs. The Stanley Cup is the the trophy that is presented at the end of the NHL season. That is what a Stanley Cup is. Has the local election happened in your area yet? Not sure how other areas of the U.S. are doing right now. My city had just yes. Okay, this is I'm gonna get on my soapbox real quick. If any of you live in the New York City area, rank Zoran Mamdani first. Don't rank Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo used to be the governor of New York, and then he resigned because of a whole bunch of shit I don't need to get into right now. But now he's running for mayor, and he fucking sucks. And Zoran Mamdani is a socialist candidate. Who has progressive ideas for the city. If you live in New York City, rank him first in the primary, please, for the love of God. Oh my God. I thought you were talking about the Stanley Cups that you buy. Oh my God, we do not have sports people in here, do we? Oh goodness. What do you think about Lorde and everything around her comeback? I mean, I love Lorde. Lorde has two of my favorite albums of all time, Pure Heroine and Melodrama. Love them both, but was not a fan of Solar Power. Excited to see what she does next. I like that one song, like that one single that she put out. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah. I think the people who are getting super like parasocial with her about like, I don't know, they're like, oh my God, Lorde is secretly trans or Lorde is secretly non-binary. I think that shit's weird. I don't think you should do that to people. I think it's super weird. Hi, Mom. Oh my God. Probably less fiercely fought over than the other Stanley Cups. I can't believe you guys don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was not like common knowledge. Any thoughts on why the NHL gets more fandom treatment than the NBA, for example? I think it's the other way around. I feel like the NHL like got more popular recently, and I know the NBA has been like falling kind of out of favor ratings wise. I guess you're right in saying that the NHL does get more fandom treatment than the NBA. I think the NBA is still more popular. Yeah, I don't know. NHL players like have kind of this weird mystique around them that I don't think NBA players do because NBA players are like traditional celebrities, if that makes sense. Your team's out to the Canucks, so you'll root for any Canada team. That's fair. I just joined and you thought I was holding a bong. This is a water bottle, my friend. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. What is going on in here today, my friends? Overall, do you think TV is better than movies right now? Maybe? I don't know. I've always been more of like a TV person, I guess. But I think it's kind of like too broad of an argument to have. Isn't there a hockey webcomic that was really big on Tumblr a few years ago? Yeah, I mean, there's like hockey fanfic and like hockey, like it's its own thing. Like it's its own genre of thing, and it's very popular. I don't know why it is as opposed to like other sports. Again, I think it's because like hockey players are less like celebrity, coded than a lot of other professional athletes. So people tend to like project certain characteristics onto them. And also the sport's like very physical. I think that might be why. I just hit my bong, so it was fresh in the mind. LOL. So real. That's hilarious. Have you seen any animes? The only anime that I've watched is Death Note and One Punch Man, and that's it. I'm not a big anime person. My mom said, "What are you watching on TV? I need a new binge." I keep telling you to watch Severance, Mom. Watch Severance. Oh my God. I keep telling my mom to watch Severance, and she hasn't watched it yet. Even though I told her to watch Succession, and she loved it. She had a great time with it, so clearly I give good recommendations. The hockey romance books may be a factor, but it feels like NHL players are treated more like K-pop idols, kind of like F1 drivers. Yeah, F1 also has like a big celebrity, like weird kind of cult following. I'm not like familiar with F1, but I know a lot of people are kind of into it. Do you partake in the devil's lettuce? I do not. No. No, sir. My friend loves to go to college hockey games just to watch the dudes fight on the ice. That's why it's the best sport, because fighting is allowed. It rules. It's so fun. Have you listened to the new albums by Pink Panthers and Kali Uchis? No, I have not. Yeah, I'm excited for Severance season 3. I think it's probably going to be a while, like a long while till it comes out, but I'm excited about it. OMG yap time. Hello, Max. Hi. Yeah, this is so funny. Every time I'm like, I'm gonna start the stream like early. I guess I shouldn't do that. I guess I should wait till like 6 because now we have like 110 people in here. Have you seen Dying for Sex? I don't know what that is. What is that? Is that like a show? Is that a movie? Sometimes I'm out of the loop on stuff, guys. I don't know everything. Yeah. Sorry, the chat is like doing this thing where it's like buffering and I don't know what's going on. Oh my god, hello to the 120 people in here. Basically, I had no plan for this stream. People are just like asking me my opinions on things and I'm answering. And I did have a little bit of an earlier existential crisis about like what I should do with my content. For those who are in here and just joined. But it's a TV show. What is it on? Have not seen it. Unfamiliar. But that's cool. Hope it's good. Sounds like a fun title. Oh my god, it's like really raining outside. Hulu. I like Hulu. I think Hulu's got like underrated stuff. We've been watching Common Side Effects. It's like an Adult Swim show for those who like animated stuff, and it's really good. Also, The Rehearsal. We've been watching The Rehearsal a lot. So good. Will you watch the new season of The Bear? I will, yeah. Even though I wasn't like a huge fan of season 3, I will still watch season 4. Thoughts on the Met Gala? I mean, I feel like I'm not super qualified to like commentate. Fashion's not my like strong suit in terms of commentary, you know? It's 100 degrees in North Texas. Oh my god. I'm sorry to hear that. The Eater Knot? I don't know what that is. Hello from Argentina, though. What's your favorite Adult Swim show? Does Smiling Friends count? Because it's Smiling Friends. Smiling Friends is our favorite show that we quote literally all the time. Ryan Murphy. Oh yeah, I did see this. Ryan Murphy has a new show about lawyers. It's like it's Kim Kardashian like plays a divorce attorney, and for some reason Sarah Paulson and Glenn Close. I'm so over Ryan Murphy's bullshit. I don't think he should just get a blank check to make whatever he wants because he made Glee. I don't think anything about Glee warranted like. There are just so many better showrunners who could like make better shit than him, and I don't get why he makes the same show over and over again with the same people, and they all suck and they're all mid, and I don't understand why they keep allowing him to make things. I don't understand The Rehearsal or that kind of comedy. Bless the people that do like it, though. Nathan Fielder is not for everyone, but he is for me. He is for me. Do you think a solo Catwoman movie could do well? Sure. I think it's all just about who's directing it and who's behind it. You know, the Penguin was great. That's a Batman side character, and a whole show about him was fantastic. You should do a video on Nathan Fielder, lol. I mean, I have no, like, real Nathan Fielder commentary. He's beyond me at this point. He's moving different in a way that none of us are. Are you excited about the new Knives Out movie? Yes, I am. I like Knives Out. Will you check out any new AHS seasons? No. I don't like any of what Ryan Murphy does anymore. I feel like he made, like, collectively maybe 3 good things in his entire career. He's a hack. Like, he's not as big of a hack as Sam Levinson is, but he's still a fucking hack. The way every American horror season ends so badly needs to be studied. Right, because Ryan Murphy, like, makes shows based on aesthetics. Like, he doesn't actually have a cohesive vision for anything. He just gets obsessed with, like, weird niche things, like true crime or, like, sex fetishes. And he's just like, wouldn't it be cool if, like, we put this in a show and then, like, no actual... Like, it's very cowardly. I do not like Ryan Murphy at all. Are you watching Andor? I am. Brian watched the last 3 episodes last night, but I was asleep. So I have to watch the last 3. But I like everything that I've seen so far of it. Do you watch Hacks? I do watch Hacks. I like Hacks. I think Hacks is very good. Amazing Crime Story about OJ was kind of, yeah, I mean, I didn't watch that. I heard that was actually good, The People versus OJ Simpson. But I don't like true crime reenactments most of the time. I don't think it's like it's not a genre for me. Thoughts on All Stars 10? I watched the 2 episodes. I thought they were fine. I think they're fine. My mom said we love Hacks. Hacks is excellent. Have you seen Shan Spear's most recent video? I thought it was really good. I have not. It is on my watch list. I like Shan Spear a lot. There is also tea from insiders is about Ryan Murphy, that he has a tendency of casting conventionally attractive white actors that he's attracted to. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I'm a Deborah Vance stan, TBH. Me too. Me too. I want to be like Deborah Vance when I grow up. I truly think I am like Deborah Vance in some ways. That's why I like Hacks a lot. Are you an Abbott Elementary fan? I am. I have not kept up with the new season though. It's like on my watch list, but I have not gotten around to it. So, any trash TV that you enjoy? I mean, I like Dance Moms back in the day. I don't know if Drag Race falls under the category of trash TV. I'm not a big like a reality TV person. I used to be, but like not as much anymore. Any of those dating shows, I don't really watch any of that. I don't know. I'm also waiting for the impending expose about Ryan Murphy that's still supposed to come out in the near future. I mean, yeah, like he's a freak and a hack, and I don't like him. Like he's so overrated for real. Do you watch Survivor? No, I do not. I used to. I watched like during the pandemic, I watched like a couple of the really, really early seasons, and I haven't watched since then. Derek's a big fan. I am not. 1,000 Pound Sisters is good trash TV. I'll occasionally watch like on TLC, like they have those TikToks that kind of come up where it's like they'll just, put like random like the polygamy show, not Sister Wives, but there's like a new one. Like I've gotten that in my TikTok feed, like. But I don't like go out of my way to watch TLC necessarily. I think they peaked with like, 4 Weddings, Cake Boss, that whole era, but I think it's like long gone. I just think people are more inclined to watch like the actual like locale shit show, real life stuff that's happening, out in the world. My mom said The Studio. Yeah, The Studio's great. If you guys haven't seen The Studio, it's like me and Brian's favorite thing that we're watching right now. The Studio and The Rehearsal. So good. Thanks to the 115 people in here that are hanging out. Appreciate it. Thanks for hanging. If you're just coming in, I have no plan for this stream. I'm just yapping. People are asking me my opinions on things, and I am answering. I'm going to try to do like a every 2 weeks stream type situation. So get ready for that. I also think I'm going to like commit to, maybe not heavily, but like putting my videos out on Mondays because they seem to do well when I put them out on Mondays. I don't really know why. So like in the future, expect Monday videos and streams like every 2 weeks or so. I keep getting Darman videos on my FYP and I'm tired. I'm glad I'm not on that side of TikTok, fortunately. The Eternaut is on Netflix. It was 100% made in Argentina, and it's based on a 1950 comic from an Argentine author. Cool. I'll have to check that out. Did we ever discuss White Lotus? I don't watch it because I don't like it. I mean, I watched the first 2 seasons. I didn't watch the third one. I'm tempted to because I like Walton Goggins. I'm not. I also think Mike White's kind of a weirdo. He's like another one where I'm like, I'm not crazy about you. Love these yap sessions with you. Thank you. Yeah, they're very like low key. I don't really have a plan with them. People just ask me things and I answer. The thing about Ryan Murphy is that he's also a nasty person. Yeah, I mean, if you watch like the Glee Project, if you watch any behind the scenes thing with Ryan Murphy, that man he's not a good person. He's not a good person. I go as far as to say that like he's gonna get like Weinstein's in the future. We're gonna hear about some like shitty behavior from him, in my opinion. So nobody sues me. Mike White wrote School of Rock. Okay, I love that movie, but now he's like a weirdo and a hack, in my opinion. Glee flopped after season 1. Glee was never that good to begin with. It was just ahead of its time in a lot of ways. I think it stayed bad for most of it, and people have like a nostalgic connection to it, in my opinion. Do you watch Sex in the City? No, I do not. Favorite drink? I don't really have a I don't really drink. Sorry. Glee owes every gay man compensation. The people yearned for jukebox musicals. That's funny. I don't know. I watched Glee. I mean, I didn't watch all of Glee. I just, it fell off the rails toward the end there, I think. I just think it had one strong season. It kind of just was like not like anything else on TV. And it just, it was like wild. It was like shock TV in a weird way, like especially toward the end there. And I think the way people talk about it is weird. It's weird, and I don't think it was good enough to warrant, again, Ryan Murphy getting the excuse to, like, do whatever he wants because he doesn't make anything good. Have you seen Desperate Housewives? No. Water is a drink. Yeah, water. Water's my favorite drink. Stay hydrated, everybody. Yeah, we're talking about White Lotus. I don't like White Lotus. Are you a horror fan? No, I am not. I don't do well with most horror movies. I will make exceptions to them if they are like particularly good. But like I've never been a big horror person. I don't like scary things. I don't like being scared. Again, I will make exceptions for like good art, but like all of Jordan Peele's movies I love. But like I don't really like I'm not gonna see like Final Destination. I'm not like a big slasher person, you know. Do you have any thoughts on the new Pope? Not really. I guess I just need to like see what he does, Um I think it's interesting that he hates JD Vance, and I think that's really funny because fuck JD Vance. Nope was kind of mid though. I disagree. I think Nope is great. I love that movie. 911. I don't know what that is. Is that a show? I wanted the Pope from the Philippines. Don't we all? We all wanted the Pope from the Philippines. Love Nope too. Yeah, I wish Nope got more like award season love that year. I love that movie. Yeah. JD Vance killed the last Pope, so maybe he's scared. Brian said I wanted Cardinal Benitez. Oh my god. Hi, something original. Hello, hello. Are you excited for any upcoming media shows, movies, music, etc.? I excited for Superman. I'm really excited for just to see what's going on with that. I feel like I'm blanking about like other stuff that I'm into watching. I don't know. Did you hear about Spring Breakers 2? No. Why? Why would they make a sequel to that? That doesn't need a sequel. I wanted a DEI Pope so bad. I know. It doesn't ever work out that way, But it's like we were never gonna get like there is no truly woke Pope at the end of the day. Because no Pope is ever gonna support abortion. So therefore no Pope can ever truly be woke. Knives Out 3. Brian said Knives Out 3. That's true. I am excited to see that. Spring Breakers 2 is a recession indicator. That's so real. That's so real. Yeah, the Pope thing is just interesting to me because it's like I don't know what you got like what some people were expecting. I think just people don't know anything about the Catholic Church. Who irrationally gives you the ick? I try not to get irrational icks about people. I think that's like, there's enough deliberate hating in this world. I don't need like an irrational ick from somebody. A pope that supports abortion is an apocalypse indicator. Uh, Superman is going to be another corporate cash grab. Okay, but I mean, everything in that genre is, though, if you want to get specific about it. I think that James Gunn actually, like, has the potential to do a good job with it. Especially because, I don't know if I've ever talked about this before, I hate all the Snyderverse shit. Like, Batman v Superman. Batman v Superman, I think, is one of the worst movies ever made, legitimately. It's terrible. Oh my god, there's 120 people in here. Hi. Have you watched Yellow Jackets? No, it's on my list. I have to get around to it eventually. Kayla, how do I talk to my crush? Say hi. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, no, I don't like to do irrational icks about people or things if I don't have a reason. Snyder makes such awful looking messes. He seems like a nice person. I just don't like any of what he made. I don't like Batman v Superman. I don't like Watchmen. I don't like what is that Sucker Punch. I don't like anything he's ever made, so I went through 5 stages of grief while watching Batman v Superman. I just all of that era of stuff just sucks so bad. He's not the thing about that whole era of time was that he was trying they hired him to just kind of like compete with Marvel at light speed. And at the time, Marvel was not doing anything like very stylistically, like everything that they were making was very homogenized. So then for the DCEU to answer with that by being like, we're gonna hire this very hyper stylistic director to like spearhead this whole thing, like it didn't work. Let's see. Jay asked, how do I talk to my crush? And Brian said, Jay, just be stupid and dumb with it. Like, I don't. Shut up. Brian was very smart with it, for the record. Watchmen TV show is actually good. I've heard that. I haven't seen it, but I've heard that. Birds of Prey is good. I like Birds of Prey. Dumb, stupid, respectful, confident, nice, just say hi. There you go. You got the formula. There you go. Sorry, I'm catching up on these messages. Somebody has asked about The Last of Us again. I started watching season 2. I don't like it, so I'm not gonna finish it probably. Any celebrities that you think on the cusp of being irrationally disliked by the masses and media, like you get the vibes that they were slowly on the way out? I don't know. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. I'm sure it happens. I guess Chapel Roan. I don't know. I need me some Lively and Baldoni tea refresh. You think we'll ever hear more in general on it? I don't care. I will never talk about it again. I don't care. Yeah. Hi, Kayla. Long time watcher. Love your content. Thank you so much. Maybe Jenna Ortega. That's actually a good answer to that question about like who people are going to turn on soon. I think Jenna Ortega is a good answer to that. The Dochi hate is crazy right now. Yeah, Dochi's another one. I mean, I already talked about that already, but like on my main channel, and like a main channel video rather. Yeah, because of that one video in the Met Gala where she was like a little rude. I kind of like. I'm just gonna say it. If that was a white celebrity, like if it wasn't like a black woman, like people will be like, "Oh my god, she's such a diva. That's so camp." Shut the fuck up. Like, I feel like people will turn on Tom Hanks for what reason? That's interesting. Okay, people are praising me for my Dochi take. Thank you. That's what I'm like. I don't know. Like, yeah, whatever. Whatever she said was rude. But also, I think that a lot of the people that get mad about this shit, and like when you hear somebody behave in a way that is like not kosher or whatever, or they have like a moment, like that's just indicative to me of like just like not having enough life experience. Um, yeah. I sometimes the way people talk to each other is not going to be 100% in like high pressure environments. I'm not saying it makes it 100% okay. I'm just saying like as someone who has worked in those high pressure environments, that what Dochi did in that video was nothing. It's nothing. Please trust me. It is nothing. And the people who were like directly involved in that, like listening to her, like they probably forgot about it like 10 minutes after it happened. Like, yeah, people are so unforgiving. It just again, yeah, it's just very indicative to me of just people having like not having enough like life experience. I don't think what she said was that bad. I think like I don't know. And again, like I just because I've worked in rough environment like actually rough environments, like I know what disrespect actually is, you know? And that wasn't it. And I think like if that was Madonna or somebody who's noted for like being whatever, like a diva, like I don't think people would give a fuck. Can I say also for the Drag Race people in here, that's the same way I feel about the Ice Spice comment. Because Ice Spice judged on Drag Race and people were like mad about what she said about Phoenix. Get over it. Get over it. She wasn't even like mean. Like, people would not last 5 seconds backstage opening night at a high school theater production. Listen. Could Brian take on 100 gorillas? I think he could. I don't know if he's still in the chat because he's on the subway right now, but I think he could. People are too chronically online nowadays. I just think a lot like it's a lot of these like COVID brain stunted kids, I think, who have never had to like work in a professional environment. And they take everything so personally all the time. It's just not how like it's just not how real like I don't know. I just can't relate to that mindset at all. I don't know. Have any of these people worked in a commercial kitchen? Imagine canceling the busboy for yelling about someone. uh, Brian said, yeah, Brian could take on 100 gorillas. I notice it also with how people talk about queerness. We need to be in community with older people to learn from them and mellow out. Yeah, it is 6:30 p.m. Am I really going to get into leftist purity testing discourse on my live stream currently? But again, this comes from like I'm a person who has worked with a lot of different people in a lot of different ways. You know, in a high pressure industry. And I've had like a lot of different life experiences with different people. Like people need to learn like how to meet people where they are at. And not be so pretentious about shit. You know? And again, I say this as somebody who has the reputation of like the series where I cancel people, and I literally don't do that. But I feel that way. I feel like there is such like a people are waiting for the second that it's like a morally righteous reason to turn on somebody so that they can like make themselves look like morally pure. And that's just not how real life works. That's just not how life works on the internet. I think too many people read way into people's behavior and don't stop and think maybe they are tired. No one is allowed to be imperfect. Yeah, absolutely. And also, like, we do see just kind of like snippets of people's lives out of context on social media, and that is never helpful, you know? Brian said IDK if it went through, but yes, I could take on 100 gorillas and I would beat them in a fight as well. Wow. People need to learn that people will mess up. How they respond after that's important. Not always being perfect, saying the perfect thing. Okay, if we want to get into that, like real talk, um, okay, so the reason why so many right men have like turned to the right is because of this like purity testing bullshit and like the Bernie bro bullshit and like how Bernie was actually like harmful to women. Like that discourse back in, you know, like 2016 or whatever. That's how we got so many young men like turning to the right. Sorry. That's I hate leftist purity bullshit. I hate like the carceral surveillance state of social media, because people will act one way on social media and then like in real life, you know, they are just as problematic as the rest of us. Everything goes back to 2016. Yes, everything is 2016 forever. Everything is 2016 forever. I think leftist purity tests often veer into really classist / elitist. Yes, absolutely, because not everybody is like up to date on like the same language for using things, and like, you know, slang is different. The knowledge that you have access to is different. And just like, you know, there's these kind of like preachy white leftists who don't take the shit into account. Like, Bernie bro discourse was nutty. Absolutely it was, you know, because that was the whole like it's Hillary's time thing. It's Hillary's turn. You know, why don't you want a woman to be in charge? And it's like, no, Bernie just had like better policies. And then, you know, those people saw the Democratic establishment go, fuck you. Like, I know so many Bernie to Trump people. That's like a big portion of like young men that I have like come across in my life who were like Bernie bros that felt alienated by the Democratic establishment because of like identity politics bullshit. And then they went to the right, you know? Would you do a video on the Doechii anxiety song and everyone getting annoyed that it samples Gautier? No, I don't know. I talked about Doechii already on the channel. I like she did a smart thing. That was like that wasn't like a song she even released. She took that was like a sample of like an old video where she like made that song in like a day or something, and then she like released it fully because it was trending on TikTok. You know, like it's fine. That song's fine. I was a women's studies major, and that introduced me to some of the best, most down for the cause people and the most annoying hypocrites I've ever met. I could listen. I went to a small neoliberal arts, not neoliberal, small liberal arts college in New England. I totally understand what you're saying. I mean, why are all these people still supporting him? Who are you talking about? I don't know who you're talking about. Neoliberal arts sent me. Listen. We got 130 people in here. Okay, next time I'm starting the stream at 6:30 and not at 5 because we got more people. Liberal arts, aren't you a STEM major? Girl, no. I was a journalism major. No, I was a journalism major and I have a master's from a different school in communication, but no, I was not a STEM major. I can't do math for shit. Freudian slip. Oh my god. Brian said you also can't read. That's true. I'm also functionally illiterate. Brian also went to the neoliberal arts college with me, so he knows what I'm talking about. Leftists shoot themselves in their feet. They hold everyone to unrealistic expectations, so it's more Attractive to be on the right because you were given space to not always say the right thing. I think that's part of it. So random, but do you think local news will ever have a resurgence? No, because there is no money in it, and there is somehow even less money in it than there was 5 years ago when I first started doing local news. Local news is going to die a slow, painful death, and all the local news that is currently in U.S. small markets is going to go away, and it's all going to be like hubbed out regionally by these mega companies that own all of these stations. Sorry. Do you guys hear the sirens? There's a lot going on right now. Hello? Police are outside. They're after me. It sucks that the carceral wing of the left becomes its loudest representatives when it's supposed to be a working class movement, and there's so much more patience to be found in unions and grassroots. I mean, yes, and I also do want to say, like, there are people who are like, I don't want to use that as like a broad brush thing in the sense that, like, there are people who like can do better and like will just like willfully remain ignorant, you know, when presented with information. I'm not talking about those people. The hot take police were called. The woke police are coming. Oh no, not the woke police. I don't know where. It sounded like it was like coming down the block, but I guess not. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I've never really understood Donald Trump's hold on people after his character has been proven to be crap. I mean, Donald Trump just gave Americans like the permission to be racist, and that's literally all of what his candidacy is actually about. It's just these people who think that they're allowed to do whatever they want, say whatever they want, not care about other people. And that's like that, you know, like that's what his platform speaks to. And that's it. Nobody voted for him for cheaper eggs. Even though that's what they said, you know? Have you seen How To with John Wilson? No, I do not know what that is. I'm sorry. Thanks to the 130 people sticking around in here. Appreciate it. Next time, I am not starting the stream at 5. I'm starting it at 6:15 because that seems to be like the peak time. I guess when like most people are finishing work, at least here on the East Coast. Sorry, I'm waiting for the chat to like update here. Favorite foods? Unfortunately, I am dieting right now, so I can't even think about any of my favorite foods, but I love mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is my favorite food. I feel like there's been a push against anti-intellectualism, rightfully so, but in a way that's made leftist discourse overly intellectual and alienating. I agree with that. Would you ever do YouTube full time? No, because I like having health insurance. Also, I like my job. I like my job. I also like that I again don't have to like be beholden to, you know, taking sponsor contracts and doing things that I don't want to do because it's not my livelihood. And so like, and also if this ever gets too stressful for me, I can just stop. And that is a very freeing and lovely idea because I've seen people spiral because they can't do that. And I don't want that to ever be me. What do you think about the current state of New York City? I think that everyone should vote for Zoran Mamdani in the primary and not rank Andrew Cuomo because I do not want Andrew Cuomo to be my mayor. Please, God, no. If there was ever a worse option than Eric Adams, it would be that. Please, no. Hello. Hi there. Saying hi to the new people just joining. Basically, I have no topic for the stream. People are just asking me my opinions on things and I'm answering. If you didn't live in New York, where would you live? Probably Boston. I used to live in Boston, and I liked it there. It's probably there. Have you listened to Andrew Callahan on Doom Scroll? Am I stupid? Isn't Andrew Callahan the guy that did some seedy shit? You're in New York City. Did you see that YouTuber who's a realtor and would show available apartments now becoming a grifter and sharing pro-Trump rhetoric? No, that's not surprising to me though, because people who work in real estate are evil. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. Are you familiar with Olurinati's concept? Don't know who that is. No. Are you getting Lorde tickets? No, I said this before, but I've seen Lorde perform live already, and a long time ago in like 2013. It was not like my favorite performance, so I don't feel the need to see her live again. However, I am excited for her new album, regardless. Thoughts on the NBA playoffs? I'm a Nuggets fan, and I feel like it's almost over for us. Well, we are Knicks fans. We are watching the game at 7:30. I actually have never been super into basketball, but I kind of just am getting more invested in the Knicks run this time around. I would love the Knicks to go all the way. I think that'd be super fun. I don't think they're going to, but it would be really great if they did. Would you become a Boston sports fan if you moved there? No, I lived there, and I was not a Boston sports fan when I was there, but I was there for 3 championships, the Patriots twice and the Red Sox once. Fuck Boston sports, actually. I hate Boston sports teams a lot. Any upcoming movies you're looking forward to? Superman. Why isn't Brian with you on stream? Brian is on his way home from work, so he physically is not here. He's probably currently walking from the subway to our apartment, I would guess. How do you feel about Philly? I like Philly. I've been to Philly a couple times. It's fun. I like it there. I'm not a Philly sports fan, but I like the city. It has a lot of character. Amen. Fuck the Red Sox and especially fuck the Patriots. Yeah, I agree. Where did you grow up? Are you from New York? Yes, I'm from Long Island. I think I went over this last time. From Long Island, went to college in Boston, lived upstate in Albany for a couple of years, moved to back to the New York City area. And that's where I currently am. Do you only hate us because we keep winning? Sure. Fuck Boston sports. Have you ever been to any Comic Cons or cosplayed anything? No, the closest thing I've ever been to, I went to DragCon. That's the only convention I've ever really been to. Can we get a Go Birds, Kayla? Go Birds! I'm glad Brian's not here for that because he's a Giants fan, so he'd be upset if I said Go Birds. But Go Birds! I should clock to get some Boston origins. I mean, I have New York origins, but I lived in Boston for 4 years. But I am New York at heart. Are you going to Cowboy Carter? Not right now. I could change, but not right now. Saquon flop going to the White House. I agree. Any updates on your sister's John Cena dog? Okay, I don't know if that's happening. It might be happening. We'll see if it's happening. I'm not sure. Let's see. Do you watch It's Always Sunny? I like It's Always Sunny. I haven't watched a lot of the recent seasons, but the older stuff is funny. Somebody said Go Birds in the chat. How do you feel?
Fuck the Eagles.
I don't know if you guys could hear Brian, but he said fuck the Eagles.
Fuck the Eagles. Fuck Boston. Fuck the Red Sox. Fuck the Celtics. 6 and 5. We out.
I don't know if you guys could hear any of that, but Knicks and 5. Fuck all the Boston teams. Hell yeah. They're taunting you. There's people taunting you, but that's okay.
How are they taunting me?
They said, "Where's your Super Bowl, Brian?"
The times the Giants beat the Patriots?
Oh my god. Have you ever had a near-death experience? No.
I'm sorry, where's my Super Bowl? The 2 times the Giants destroyed the Patriots?
Oh my god. I think that's a Philly fan you're talking to, not even a New England fan.
Oh, congratulations. You guys have half the amount of Super Bowls we have. Good stuff.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome home.
Hi. Anyway.
Brian cameo, let's go. Yeah, he's here. He's back. He's returned.
There's no chair. I can you do your thing.
No, it's okay. You can pull up if you want. Kayla, you should have been the new pope. I agree. I was on Broad Street when things got wild, and a guy who pulled down a lamppost posed for a pic with me, made out with me, and then his GF started hitting him, and I dipped as the cops swarmed. That sounds like a very Philly story. Very Philly. Brian's gonna fight gorillas and eagles and come out on top.
What?
Do you think you could fight 100 gorillas?
No.
No?
No.
You said in the chat, you talked a big game in the chat about fighting gorillas.
No, I said I could take on 100 gorillas. Fighting them is a whole different thing.
What is taking on versus fighting?
Never mind.
Oh my god. Hello. Here's this guy. Welcome, this guy.
Hello.
Do you have any pets? We have a fish named Sriracha. He's a beta fish. He's almost 2 years old. How about them cowboys? The ducks?
Ducks. Like ducks. Like that.
Oh. I mean, you don't like the Cowboys, right?
No, but they're very inoffensive to me. They just haven't won anything in 30 years, so it's fine.
Someone said, welcome home, Brian. Cup Pablo said, welcome home, Brian. Hello.
I feel like I'm too far back. It's weird.
And now you're here.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's good. Yeah, we've been going for like an hour and 40.
Cool.
Can we please stop the sports talk? Whatever. Is your beta red? He's blue and he has like red fins. He's cool.
Yeah.
It's tough being a Cowboys fan for real. I do like the Cowboys cheerleaders. I think they're fun. Sometimes they come up on my TikTok and I'm like, they're fierce. He looks kind of Mexican. Are you talking about him? He looks kind of Mexican. Is that what you're talking about?
Maybe not. Maybe.
I don't know who I don't know who you're talking about.
My most hated sports team. Oh man. That's tough. Probably the Red Sox, but also probably the Astros more so now at this point.
I've never. Wow, they think you look Mexican. I
am definitely not. I mean, I don't even want to say why. Suggest why. I don't know.
This is a white man.
When did I start looking Mexican?
Brian does look kind of Mexican. Am I being gaslit right now? I refuse to believe that y'all aren't a cute white Hispanic couple from Guerrero, Mexico.
Someone said it's the stash. This is a new. Yeah, you guys might not have seen this yet.
That's so funny.
The way we're both Italian.
The way we are both white people.
I'm Italian, Russian, and Polish. Not a drop of Mexican in me.
That you know of.
That I know of.
That you know of.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Desi said she's Mexican. She said we claim both of you.
Yay!
Thank you. He looks German. He is not German. I mean, checks out considering that Kayla's an honorary Latina. Oh my God. I can see the Chicano allegations. This is crazy.
Going from like the New York City subway to this is such whiplash. But I'm acclimating slowly.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How was your day?
It was fine.
Yeah?
Yeah. Local news. Thriving job, thriving situation, as you talked about.
Oh my God. They said we're honorary Latinos. I'm so honored. Thank you. Wait, I thought Kayla is Latina. Oh my God. No, I'm not.
Here we go again.
Hey, Kayla, hope you're well. Thank you, Mickey. Appreciate it. You're invited to the carne asada. Thank you, Desi.
Thank you. Oh my God, we'll be there.
It's like that meme on TikTok. Have you guys seen that meme on TikTok where there was like a black creator who was like, all gingers are black. And now everybody's like in on the joke. Kayla, what are you? I'm Italian. I'm Southern Italian.
You wished you hoped and you might not have been 100% Italian.
Yeah, because my dad has always been like, we're 100% Italian. And I was like, I don't believe you. And then I did take a DNA test and we were, in fact.
Maybe you should just make a lore video.
A lore video?
Just breaking down all the lore.
Oh my God. I literally thought you were half Latina. Everybody does. And this happens every stream.
But this is new for me.
This is
I've
new.
never...
This is new for you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's also the lighting in here because like maybe you don't look as like white as you are.
I don't know.
Maybe it's the mustache.
Yeah.
Okay, but do you guys feel bonita? I feel bonita.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That's Cartman, right? South Park?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's South Park. No, wait, isn't that Family Guy?
No. Oh,
it's Chris from Family Guy.
Oh yeah.
He's
Oh
like,
yeah.
I feel bonita.
Yeah, that's right. Oops.
Oh my God, this is crazy. What a time. People have just been asking me like my opinions on random things.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about Thunderbolts?
I liked it. I am with you that it doesn't save the MCU. It doesn't mean the MCU's back, but it was a movie. It was a well put together movie, which is more you can say about most of them recently.
It was competent.
I look like I'm in a Wes Anderson movie. I guess I can see that. I'm white to start. Mustache. Yeah, sure. Yeah, the mustache. Honestly, like, yeah. I do belong in a Wes Anderson movie.
You do belong in
He has no new one coming out. The Phoenician Scheme.
Oh yeah, that's exciting. And Jill Bryan looks like a Wes Anderson
Oh my God.
character. Brian's on screen. Welcome back home. Yes, he just finished his commute.
We're gonna see Friendship tomorrow night. Excited
Yes, we're gonna see Friendship with Tim Robinson, which is very exciting. And yeah, I've been saying like we're excited for Superman.
Mm-hmm. The new trailer was so good. Did you watch it?
I did not actually.
Oh my God.
I have faith in James Gunn. Thunderbolts felt like a real movie, which puts it above most of the MCU. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Is like I feel like it's getting graded on a curve because it was like, whoa, it was about stuff.
I mean, a good message, a good theme.
Yeah.
Worst and best subway lines. Oh man. Well, I take routinely a couple, so I'm not, going all over the city too often. But the 7 train has screwed me over more times than I can count. So
I only take the D because I take it to work to Brooklyn. So I have no other opinions. Sometimes I take the 1, but yeah.
Also the L. I've heard the L has been a disaster for me personally going towards Brooklyn. Yeah, that too is also a nightmare.
Have you ever been to Houston? I was actually telling Brian last night I have been to Houston. Houston was weird. Houston was a weird place.
Yeah.
But it was fine.
Favorite New York City neighborhoods to hang out in and most overrated neighborhoods? Like, it's not a neighborhood, but like Central Park is like
beautiful.
We go there a lot.
Also, like, I don't know if it's overrated, but like most tourists when they come here, they come to Times Square, and Times Square is like the shithole.
I like the East Village. I like
Dumbo, Brooklyn.
Dumbo.
Yeah.
Parts of Fide-Eye are cool.
Parts of Fide-Eye are cool. Some of Fide-Eye is cursed.
Yeah.
Houston was weird. Wild. I just had a weird time there. I don't know. I just I don't know. It's just like a interesting place to be, I guess. When I went to Houston, I got him a Houston Astros ball from Tropicana Field, and that was before the Astros cheating scandal, and so now it's very funny that he has that.
It's not it was Minute Maid Park.
What the fuck is Tropicana?
The different orange juice.
The different orange
juice stadium.
Yeah, for folks who are not in the US here, Most of our sports stadiums are like titled by companies. So like there's like Petco Park, Tropicana Field,
Yeah.
Guaranteed Rate Field, which is like an insurance thing.
I think that's true most places, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Houston has absolutely amazing Vietnamese food. We got barbecue in Houston. That was good. And tacos in Houston that were good. Do you care about the Emmys? I don't even know like when is that happening? Doesn't the Emmys happen in the fall? What are you talking about? Did you read that article? It's great to be a West Village girl or whatever. Yeah, that article was like rage bait. It was just like one of those articles that was like, oh my god, so many girls are moving here trying to be Carrie from Sex and the City.
Yeah.
But it's like that's been a thing forever. That's like not unique to this era of life. The only difference is like they have TikTok now, and so they like use that to inform like their cultural recommendations, but it's not very different.
Yeah.
You know?
Does anyone watch that Sex and the City spinoff? It's still on, right?
I think it's still on.
I feel like, I mean, obviously, it was more my mom liked Sex and the City when it was on. I feel like it's not really our generation's thing. But
yeah. New Golden Globe for podcasters. Thoughts? Put me in so I can win a Golden Globe for podcasting. Did you watch Black Mirror 7? No, I did not. Do you have any fun plans for the summer? Well, yeah, we're going to Disney at the end of the month, so I talked about that a little bit.
Yep.
That's exciting. There was somebody in here before who said they were going to be there at the same time, specifically for Muppet Vision, which is what we're going for.
See you there.
See you there. We're going to take a trip to Atlanta. And what else?
We got Atlanta cooking.
One of my best friends is getting married, so like I'm gonna be.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go to a bachelorette party. We have like the wedding and stuff.
One of my friends is getting married in Massachusetts in September.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of don't have too much on the docket yet, but we also have we still have like so much time to like plan some stuff. So
yeah, I told them about the Nashville records, and I said we might go down to Nashville to get the vinyls from.
That's so funny.
Okay. Atlanta's fun. Yeah, we're gonna go see because we like to visit baseball stadiums. So we're gonna go see the Yankees play the Braves, and then we're gonna go to the Georgia Aquarium because they have a whale shark, and I want to see the whale shark. So there's that. Manifest for me that I can find a good job so I can finally quit my old one. Manifesting that for you. Woohoo. What else?
Someone said questions to ask on a first date, and I think someone responded, "What's your credit score? Do you own a black Amex card?" That's funny.
What did you ask me on my first date? On our first date?
Where's the leak, man? I don't know. I don't remember. Well, was our first date Star is Born, or do we count the Italian restaurant in the North End?
I don't remember which one was first.
I think it was a Star is Born. So probably like, do you want some popcorn?
Do you want some popcorn? And we went to see A Star is Born in Boston, and then we were literally sitting right next to one of Brian's friends.
Yeah,
so
just happened to.
So it was like he was like third wheeling on our date. It was very funny.
And his girlfriend at the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I bet both of y'all asked each other, "Are you Latina?" Should I tell them about the first real conversation we ever?
Sure. Well, I was gonna say I am with you, solidarity with the Kayla Latina allegations, because I also presumed before I knew her. You know.
Should I tell them?
Sure.
Okay, so the first real conversation. So Brian and I knew each other in college, but we never had, because we're in the same major and went to the same school. We never had a class together until junior year. And then junior year, we went to a journalism conference, and we stayed up all night talking to each other in a hotel lobby in Baltimore. And before that happened, there were we had a bunch of friends that were on the trip with us, hanging out. And
you're telling this story.
What did you think I was?
I thought that was the story of us talking in the lobby. You can tell them. It's you. It's more you than me. I don't know how I got on the topic of this, but it was me, Brian, and two other people who hadn't gone to bed yet. And it was 1 a.m. We were in the lobby, and I was like, "Guys, have you ever seen this shit post? Somebody drew porn of Clippy the Microsoft paperclip, and I showed it to him and 2 other people." She was like, "Hey, what do you guys think of this? What do you think of that?"
And that was like the first real conversation that we ever had. But then like we stayed up like this, so then those two people went to bed. So many questions. So then,
I'm just gonna show Clippy.
Yeah, like for those who
you guys might be too young. Maybe some
like
of you.
Literally there was like a 90s icon, like little icon.
When you would be in Microsoft Word, it would be a little animated clip. You guys will know once I show you. I'm showing you normal Clippy.
So like
like need help with editing this, or it was like AI before AI started sucking.
And so I literally was like, I was like, oh my god, have you guys seen that meme of like porn of like Clippy the Microsoft paperclip? And that was like the first conversation that we ever had. But then after that, we stayed up all night talking to each other about real things and not that.
And early and somewhere before the Clippy porn and we were at a Baltimore Orioles game.
Oh yeah, wait, this is actually funny. This is cute.
And we were sitting with like all of our friends who were on the trip, and we were talking about like a bunch of random things. And then like Kayla was like, like Brian, like you're a really nice guy. Like I'm gonna get you a girlfriend. I'm gonna help you get a girlfriend. And I was like, cool. And I always equate it to how like Dick Cheney was like, I'm gonna find you a vice president, George W. Bush. Just kidding. What if I'm your vice president?
It's me. I'm here. I played the long game and I won. I literally said, Brian, you're so sweet. I'm going to find you a GF. And then I was a troll that crawled out of a dumpster. And now I'm famous on the internet.
See you later. Bye.
That's the beautiful story of how we met. I'm going to find you a girlfriend. Well, you did. Yes. Yeah.
Task failed successfully.
Literally, task failed successfully. And then we pretended like we didn't like each other for like
a year.
And then like on the way to Thanksgiving break after college, we like mutually texted one of our friends and we were like,
not a year. Well, yeah.
Kind of.
Before we started officially dating.
Yeah. And then our friend was like, hey, you guys like each other. You should date. And we were like, shit. Oh my god, queen shit. What an origin story. Oh my god, guys, playing the long game is good. Stop using immediate satisfaction. Yeah, we didn't have immediate satisfaction just because we were like literally being dumb. So.
Yeah.
And we haven't been back to Baltimore since. But yeah, we technically really actually met and had a conversation in Baltimore.
But before that, you were my move-in assistant.
Oh, that is actually also true. When in sophomore year, I worked as a move-in assistant at our college, and which was like a part-time job where they paid you like $15 an hour to like move people in. So I pulled up to his car, and I like met your like family, and I put all of your shit into like a moving cart, and I went upstairs to the dorm, and you're supposed to tell the move-in assistant what room you're in so they could put all your shit in the room.
Which I did.
No, you didn't.
Well, I did.
He gave me the wrong room, so I put all of his shit in not his room.
I made a mistake, but she should know the room number as a move-in assistant. You should have been like, oh no, the chart says you're actually in this room. You're
supposed to give the move-in assistant the room number. Whatever. So that was the first time we ever had like an actual real conversation, I guess. But kind of motherfucker, kind of gagged you have a BF because you have such a gay voice. LOL. Yep. Yeah, I know. I sound like a man. I know.
Oh, you don't.
I sound like Moist Critical. I sound like if Moist Critical was a girl.
Oh my god. We have seen the Superman trailer. I have. She has.
I haven't seen the new one.
It was so good.
It was good.
I didn't want to watch it, but also I know we go to so many movies, like I'm gonna have to sit and watch it. So I'm very excited.
The hype is real?
Hype is very real. I'm not gonna lie.
What if it's bad?
That'll be really tough. If it's bad. It can't be bad for their sake.
No, you don't, OMG. I love your voice. So I don't sound like a man, but you do think I sound gay. That's interesting. It's interesting. What we've gotten gay allegations, we've gotten Mexican allegations.
Yeah.
Crazy. Oh my
Mm.
god, it's already 7 o'clock. Okay. I think we're gonna hop off, everybody, and we're gonna go watch the Knicks. Knicks in 5. Fuck Boston.
Yeah.
What else?
We're not Mexican.
We're not Mexican. Although we appreciate that the Latino community has adopted us. Your voice is sexy. Thank you. Appreciate it. I thought you were queer half Latino. How did you guys end up in New York and living together? We both work here, and we both just live here.
Yeah, I mean, because you worked upstate, but then when you moved back here, I moved in.
Yeah, he moved in, so that's
because I was already living in near in Westchester, close to New York City, so with my parents.
So we both like there's like a running joke on here that like Brian doesn't actually live here and he squats. He does live here. Some people think that he doesn't actually live here. We both live here together.
Who has said that?
People have been in the chat being like, "Oh my god, Brian's a squatter." Like he's just a random guy that shows up, but he does actually live here.
Oh.
Wait until after the carne asada.
I mean, listen, that sounds like some damn good carne asada.
Invite us over. You know, we'll be there. Good night. Thanks for the great background noise as I make art. You're welcome. Enjoy making your art. Bye.